As you can see, I have a fairly sizable game and retro collection, but it can always grow, and this time I am starting not one, not two, but 3 new collections within the collection, because at the end of the day, the collection can always grow!
Game Pickups! Building the Games World! Road Trips! Live Game Hunting!
Hello again folks, and welcome back to another Game Pickups episode. And this time we are starting 3 sub-collections within the greater collection. And it can be a scary time starting a new collection. So this time we've got some tips and tricks to really kickstart your collecting journey. If you enjoy this kind of video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe, as I put new videos out every Saturday live at 5, as well as bonus content like this one, and I want you folks along for the ride. Now, let's get into them pickups. The first new collection I am starting is for the Sega Mega CD. This is a console which, I don't want to use the word flopped, but it didn't have so much as commercial success as the other Sega consoles. And for that reason, it's harder to find the games and they're normally more expensive. But there's something I just love about it. I love the weird boxes. I love the fact it's a Sega console using CDs before most other consoles did. And at that time, it was the most advanced console on the market. And the thing is, I just don't see games very often. I'm really going to go out my way to try and find more games. So this time I've added 2 games to my collection. Trust me, it is difficult to collect for the Mega CD. It is incredibly rare to find these games out in the wild, and even going on CX, as of recording this video today, there's only 19, yes, 19 games available to buy online through CX in the entire country. That's why I've had to go onto eBay to find these 2 games. Even buying on eBay can be difficult and expensive, so here's a quick tip to hopefully get some cheap Mega CD games for your collection. The way I bought these 2 games was going on there and hitting newly listed. That's because if there's cheap games listed, they go quick, and that way you'll be the first to see them. Using that technique, I managed to pick up 2 games to really kickstart the collection for the Mega CD. I know it's only 2 games, but you have to start somewhere, and a nice cheap game to start a collection with on any console is FIFA. This is FIFA Soccer Championship Edition for the Mega CD. This is boxed and complete. The other game is slightly more exciting. It is Tomcat Alley. This is an amazing kind of flight combat game. It has some incredible FMV sequences, and this is definitely a must-have for the Mega CD. This is also a super cheap game and definitely one to keep a lookout for. It may only be 2 games I'm adding into this collection, but it is a way to build it. And I think the Mega CD is going to be a slow build, but it's going to be a very exciting collection journey. The most ironic thing though about building this new collection is I don't actually own a Mega CD console yet, because I am torn between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. So folks, let me know down in the comments below, Mark 1 or Mark 2, which is the best Mega CD console? As well as being a massive fan of video games and all things retro, I am a huge fan of wrestling. And when it comes to wrestling memorabilia, there is nothing greater than wrestling figures. And I have struggled inside to decide what kind of wrestling figures to collect for years. And I've finally come to a conclusion, and I will start collecting AEW figures. That's because for my money, I think these are the best wrestling figures on the market. And the thing is as well, sometimes when you look at some of the WWE collections, there is thousands of figures now. At least with AEW, I'm only a year or 2 behind. I can still catch up with the collection. And these figures are just so detailed, and I just love the boxes and everything about them. It's like this Hangman Adam Page. I love the fact it has his kind of stein of beer. It has different hands, accessories, and then we have this Nick Jackson figure, and again, this is a really good figure. You can also get his partner Matt Jackson, and they just fit so nicely together. I like the fact they have like kind of cloth features like the tags on his boots. I just think these are the best wrestling figures on the market today, and I cannot wait to add more of these into my collection. You may or may not know that recently I picked up the PlayStation 5, finally, after what seems like forever. And what does a new console mean? A new game collection. So obviously I had to pick up some games for the console. So I had some ideas and tips of what are some of the best games to pick up on a budget as soon as you grab the PlayStation 5. Having bought a PlayStation 5 recently meant, of course, I needed a new controller charger. So I've got the Oivo one here for the PlayStation 5. I was so impressed by the one they did for the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X, I knew I definitely wanted this in my game room setup. Let's jump straight into unboxing this brand new charger for the PlayStation 5. The advantage of the PlayStation 5, obviously the controllers are rechargeable, but I just find it a bit of a pain having to plug the USB into the front of the console, so having a charger will be a lot better for myself. And again, the thing is with this, it does feel weighty, which is a good thing as you don't want something lightweight and kind of cheap and fragile. And this thing looks really cool. You can see here, it has the black and the white, just like the PlayStation 5. I think this is going to look really nice in my console setup. Setting up this charger is super simple. You simply take this 80cm USB-C cable, plug it into the back of one of the many USB ports on the PlayStation 5 and straight into the charging dock. I think this is going to look awesome. Setting the charge dock up is super simple. You simply pull out one of these little USB bits and just click it into here, ready for the controller to be plugged straight into the top. One of the things I really like about this, it also has an on and off switch now, so you're not just wasting power when you're not charging your controllers. It's a really good way to save some energy. So here is my PS5 setup at the moment. You can see I just keep the controller plugged in to that front USB port, and it's just annoying, so I just don't really like having this cable laying around, and it's just very easy to catch and kind of pull either the console or the controller off the top. Here we have the dock all set up then, and I just think it matches the PlayStation 5 so cool. I just love how it has the black center and the white kind of banding, and it just looks really nice, and it just really completes the kind of setup of my gaming station. It just looks so cool. The controllers are always charged, ready to play the game. If you are looking for a charging solution for your PlayStation 5, I would highly recommend this charging dock. It just looks so much better having those loose wires tied up, and it just fits in so well with the PlayStation 5. A fantastic product. Let's get on to the PlayStation 5 games. And we have 5 games to add to the collection, ironically. And the thing is, because I've just bought the PlayStation 5, I'm a little short on funds. But one of the first things I always look for when buying a new console is exclusive games. Games I cannot buy anywhere else. So this game was absolutely perfect. Destruction All-Stars. This is an exclusive game to the PlayStation 5, and this was under £10 brand new. And it looks super cool. It's kind of like an arena destruction derby style game. You can play local, you can play online, and as it's an exclusive game under a tenner, I think it's a great game to add to the collection early in. Speaking of cheap games for the PlayStation 5, I think this could be the cheapest game you can pick up online, brand new for the PlayStation 5. Immortals Fenyx Rising. This is a game that's been released on pretty much every console, and I have wanted to play it. It essentially, to me, looks like a kind of a child's God of War mixed with Zelda. I could be totally wrong. And, you know, you probably know what you're getting into. It's a Ubisoft game, so it's open world. It looks like it has cool Greek mythology. And at the end of the day, the best way to play this game is probably on the PlayStation 5. So I waited, picked this up cheap. Really looking forward to jumping into this one. Personally, I play a lot of games on Games Pass on the Xbox, but of course today we are talking about the PlayStation 5. And this is a game I actually played on the Xbox One using Games Pass, but when I saw the physical cheap, I knew I wanted to add it to my PlayStation 5 collection. That is Guardians of the Galaxy. If you have not played this game, this is the best Marvel game since Spider-Man on the PlayStation. This is such a good game, and it surprised me how good this is, especially as it isn't canon to the films. But here's the thing, because it hasn't got to be canon to the Disney films, it is a crazy storyline. I do not want to spoil this, but the storyline, the character development, and the music in this game are absolutely top-notch, and I definitely recommend picking this one up. I have been ordering limited run games for the PlayStation 5 for over a year now, and I think it's quite nice. This one turned up this week, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. I have ordered all 5 of the Shantae games now. They have released on the PlayStation 5. This is the 3rd one to turn up, so we are over halfway. I knew I was going to get a PlayStation 5 for a long while, so I've been pre-ordering games for it through limited run for a long while. Of course, I did get a trading card with this. Sadly, it is a silver one, but 3 out of 5 of the Shantae games are here, and I cannot wait to complete this PS5 box set. We are coming to the end of the year, and obviously people are starting to talk about the game of the year. And one game I keep hearing about repeatedly is Stray. And I knew I needed to add this to my PlayStation 5 collection. This game looks incredible. Me and my wife are really, really psyched to play this one through, as it sounds incredible. It's a cyberpunk future universe where you play as a cat. How many games can you play as a cat where you can just scratch, purr, and just basically be a cat? And the graphics on this look absolutely amazing. This looks like one of the games that really pushes the hardware of the PlayStation 5. But let me know, if you've played this game, do you think it could be the game of the year for 2022? So there we have it then, folks, the start of my PlayStation 5 collection. I'm super excited to collect for this brand new console. Let me know if you've been collecting for the PlayStation 5 for a little while, how many games you've got so far, and if not for the PlayStation 5, what console have you just started collecting for recently? I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and as always, keep playing the game. See y'all soon.